Some people cheat with their words, others with their bodies, but she cheated with location. Our spot wasn't just a place. It was a ritual, a rhythm. Every second Friday, we'd escape the noise and hide in that little underground wine bar tucked behind the alley on Elm. No neon signs, no crowds. Just stone walls, candlelight, and a table in the corner that always waited for us like it remembered. She used to call it ours. And that's what made it worse. My name's Eric, and I thought I was in love with Jenna. 2.5 years of holidays, birthdays, plans. We didn't just talk about marriage, we toured venues. My calendar was filled with her reminders. My playlists were full of her songs. But what I didn't know was that she'd been turning our rituals into someone else's thrill. It started with a missed dinner. She said she was swamped with work, a late client meeting. I didn't question it. She sounded tired, said she might crash at her sister's again. I believed her. That's what trust looks like, right? Until the next morning when a friend of mine, Ben, sent me a photo. No caption, just an image. Jenna, hair curled, dressed to kill, sitting at our table in our wine bar with another man. It hit me harder than anything else ever had. Not just the betrayal, but the familiarity of it. That table, that candlelight, the bottle of Merlot we always ordered. She was laughing, leaning in, the kind of ease that doesn't come from a first date. This wasn't an accident. She brought him to our place. She made our memories theirs. I didn't answer Ben's message. I didn't call Jenna either. Instead, I found out who the man was. One reverse image search later, and his LinkedIn lit up my screen. His name was Tyler, an investment analyst into charity marathons and minimalist watches. But what stood out wasn't his job, it was his relationship status. Engaged to a woman named Claire. They had matching engagement photos, the whole beige-filtered, soft-focus life. She wore the ring proudly. He posted long captions about growing through love. I stared at the screen for hours because now I had two choices. Ignore it and let it rot inside me, or do something unforgettable. So I did the one thing neither of them saw coming. I reached out to Claire. Not with rage, not with screenshots, but with a simple message. You don't know me, but I know what he did on Friday, and I think you deserve to see it for yourself. She didn't reply immediately, but 12 hours later she did. Where and when? I told her everything, the place, the table, the bottle of wine, and then I made a reservation for 2. Claire showed up exactly on time. She stepped out of the car like someone who'd been rehearsing this moment in her head. Heels clicking against the cobblestone as she walked toward the wine bar with a kind of quiet fire behind her eyes. She wasn't trembling. She wasn't crying. She was focused, sharp, like betrayal had cleared every doubt she used to carry. I was already inside waiting. Same table, same bottle of Merlot. Only this time there were 2 menus, but only one reason we were there. She slid into the seat across from me. Her expression unreadable at first. She took a breath, looked around, then leaned in and whispered. I was supposed to be meeting his mother tonight. First dinner as a family. I didn't know what to say to that, so I just nodded. I canceled when I saw your message, she said. Didn't tell him why. He still doesn't know. I know he thinks I'm home with a headache. That makes 2 of us, I said. She told me she was having drinks with her sister. Claire exhaled through her nose, folded her napkin in half slowly, and gave the room another glance. So this is the place. He nodded. He smirked. Romantic. I almost laughed, not because it was funny but because of the surreal weight of it all. The same candlelight and wine that once meant connection now served as evidence. Proof, a perfectly curated crime scene of emotional theft. Claire opened her purse and pulled out a small envelope. Photos. I didn't ask where she got them, but I knew what they were. Him and Jenna, different angles, different nights, same smile, same intimacy. I slid her my copy. The same photo Ben had sent, Jenna at this table, wearing the same earrings I'd bought her last Christmas, laughing like nothing in the world was wrong. Claire didn't flinch when she saw it. She just whispered, "They always look the most loyal when they're lying." We sat in silence for a few minutes, let it sink in, let the reality breathe around us like smoke, and then the plan began. I'd already called ahead, made arrangements, told the staff we were setting up a surprise. They were more than willing to help once I showed them the details. Turns out, even wine bar servers hate cheaters. And right on cue, the hostess approached. "They're here." Claire's hand gripped the base of her glass. My pulse stayed steady. Tyler and Jenna entered the room like they owned it. She wore the same smile I used to love, the one that once melted me in every room. Tyler looked polished, cocky. They weren't touching, but they might as well have been. The space between them was intentional, electric. They didn't notice us, not yet. They walked toward the far side of the room, toward our table. Only this time it was taken. Claire and I were already there. The hostess greeted them, polite, warm. "Ah, you're here." "Yes, just one moment." Then she turned, walked over to our table, and in a perfect motion, placed a small black card holder between the wine glasses. A crisp white card slid into view, reserved for liars. I looked up just in time to catch Jenna's face as she read it. Her eyes scanned the card, then the table, then me, and finally Claire. Time slowed. Tyler blinked, confused, still not fully processing what was happening. Jenna whispered, What is this?" Claire smiled. It wasn't angry, it was clean, surgical, empowered. She picked up her wine, clanked her glass gently against mine, and said loud enough for both of them to hear. "To closure." Tyler's face drained before Jenna's did. She was still standing there, caught between disbelief and whatever script she was fumbling to remember. But Tyler, he pieced it together instantly. He wasn't the type to break down or panic publicly. Well, he froze, his lips pressed into a thin line, jaw set, like he'd just been handed a courtroom verdict he knew was coming but hoped never arrived. Jenna finally spoke, her voice brittle. "Eric, what is this?" I looked her in the eyes, calm, measured. "It's called Full Circle. You remember this place, right?" She didn't answer. Claire turned to Tyler. "Did you think I wouldn't find out? That you could take your little detour into someone else's relationship and still walk me down the aisle like none of it ever happened?" Tyler started shaking his head. "Claire, I don't know what he told you, but this is way out of line. We just had drinks." "Oh, I know," Claire cut in. "You and your little drinks. I saw the messages, the reservations, the dates. I know you canceled our engagement photo shoot because you said you were flying out for work. But here's the thing." She leaned in slightly. "You were 3 blocks away, having wine with her, in the exact place he used to take her." Jenna's mouth opened. "That's not true." I turned toward her. "Then why were you wearing the dress I bought you at our table, drinking our wine with him?" Silence. You could hear the hum of the fridge behind the bar. Someone coughed near the entrance. The tension was suffocating. Then the manager came over, tall, polite but firm. He looked at Claire and me. "Everything all right here?" Claire smiled. "It's perfect. Thank you." The manager nodded. Then, without even looking at Tyler and Jenna, he motioned to the bar. "If you'd like to wait somewhere else, we've set up a table over there for privacy." Tyler bristled. "We had a reservation." "You did," the manager said calmly. "But it was reallocated. You can thank the gentleman who booked it first." He nodded toward me. Jenna looked like she wanted to say something. Maybe an apology, maybe an excuse. But she couldn't find the words. Her eyes darted back and forth like she was searching for a way out that didn't include shame. Claire spoke again, her voice cool as steel. "You know, I used to wonder what kind of woman it would take to distract you. Turns out it wasn't someone smarter or stronger. Just someone willing to betray another woman and not flinch." That one landed. Jenna flinched. Tyler turned. "Come on," he muttered, already moving toward the bar. Jenna followed like someone whose GPS had lost signal. They sat in silence across the room now, our room, and pretended to read the drink menu. Claire and I. We enjoyed the wine, every sip. I don't know what it looked like to the rest of the guests. 2 couples in the same space, one unraveling, the other reclaiming. But to us it felt like justice. And the best part, we never raised our voices. We didn't throw anything. We didn't make it theatrical. We just let the truth take its place at the table. They didn't stay long. Tyler and Jenna lasted maybe 15 awkward minutes at their table, barely touching their drinks. Tyler stared at the bar like it had answers. Jenna kept glancing over like she was hoping the moment would rewind itself. But it didn't. Stayed exactly how we left it. Spose. Quiet. Permanent. They left without saying goodbye. No scene. No apology. Just shadows slipping through the exit like they hoped no one noticed they were ever there. But people noticed. The servers. The bartender. The couple at the next table who had caught just enough to whisper later. Was that her ex and his new date? And her sister's fiancé? The staff had already known. They were on our side. The rest of the room. They just felt it. Energy. The tension. The collapse of a lie mid-performance. The next morning I woke up to a message request from Jenna. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. Whatever she had to say would be too little, too late, and probably not even true. Instead, I made coffee, sat on the balcony, and watched the sunrise with Claire beside me. She didn't say much either. We didn't need to. We had done what needed to be done. And that was the end of it.